This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
A former St. Louis alderman is indicted on wire fraud from an insurance scheme. Tonight we're learning more about the accusations against Brandon Bosley. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson. Beasley was in court for the first time just 3 hours ago. He took office in April 2017, but he lost a re-election bid earlier this year. Christine Byers has more details about the indictment that dropped today. She's live at the federal courthouse downtown. Christine.
Mike and Kelly, Brandon Bosley is the fourth St. Louis alderman to walk out of the federal courthouse behind me within the past year, with federal charges looming against him. The investigation centers on a Toyota Prius that Bosley bought from a businessman in his former 3rd Ward on the city's north side. Multiple sources tell 5 on your side that same businessman turned FBI informant also helped the feds catch 3 other St. Louis aldermen and a county official in a bribery scheme just last year. Prosecutors allege Bosley conspired with the informant to collect about $7,000 in insurance money after the Prius was involved in an accident, even though the damage was minor. Bosley left the courthouse within the past hour, commenting on how there was only one black reporter there to interview him before making this statement.
I think that public officials are held to the highest standard, and we have to do the best that we can to be the best that we can in any situation to ensure that we represent our people the best way possible. And when we make decisions, you have to think about every single person around you and how it affects every single person that believes in what you do and how you do it. So with that being said, those are my comments.
Now, Bosley did plead not guilty to all 3 of those charges, and he is facing up to 20 years in the penitentiary for each charge. Live outside the federal courthouse, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
Now to some breaking news. In the last 30 minutes, police say a 5-year-old was shot in North St. Louis. It happened on McLaren Avenue. We're told the child is conscious and breathing and has been taken to the hospital. No word yet on what led to that shooting.
Tonight, crews continue to clean up the mess from 16 water main breaks throughout neighborhoods in South St. Louis. City officials say it was a domino effect that all started Friday. The city blames crumbling infrastructure, and it's also using the main breaks to push for a water rate hike.
The first main break was on Friday near Lansdowne and Chippewa. Our Mercedes McKay joined us tonight from the site of another big one nearby on Arsenal. Mercedes.
Mike and Kelly, the road remains closed here between Hudler and Jameson. Now, this is just one of the many water main breaks that city crews are working to fix right now. You can see the damage behind me that this water main break did to the road here on Arsenal. The destruction, not only a headache for city officials, but for one local business owner too.
I've had no customers today. I don't expect I'll have any today because they really can't get to me.
Jeff Giesler is wondering why he even opened his doors.
I mean, unless somebody's going to walk to my business, they can't really drive here legally because it's closed all the way around me.
His car shop basically landlocked now, thanks to a 20-inch pipe burst Sunday afternoon on Arsenal and Jameson.
I haven't heard anything. No messages, nothing about water or anything, so I'm not sure what they're doing.
These cracks in the street aren't the only ones the city is dealing with, though. Water crews responded to 16 water main breaks across South St. Louis City in a 48-hour time span.
This is a major infrastructure issue in our city, and I am going to address it.
City officials say it all started with a water main break at Donovan and Lansdowne on Friday. It's a problem Mayor Tashara Jones believes the city can't avoid anymore.
It's about $400 million to fix our water infrastructure for the long term.
The conversation started after a 60-inch water main break flooded Interstate 64 exactly 1 month ago. Now, the city's pushing for a water rate hike through a bill currently before the Board of Aldermen.
We haven't increased the water rates in over 12 or 13 years.
5 on your side asked the mayor if there were any other options outside of water bills increasing. She says American Rescue Act funds from the federal government are already allocated, but money could come from the state.
They have over $100 million EPA allocation through the bipartisan infrastructure law, and we've been in conversations with the EPA on other funding sources as well.
Right now, Giesler just wants to know when the road closed signs will be removed, because as a business owner, every day counts.
Sometimes, these guys drag this stuff out for a long time, so it'd be comforting to know that it's going to get fixed today and be open tomorrow.
Crews have fixed five of the water main breaks from over the weekend, so that means 11 repairs are still in progress right now. This section of Arsenal will remain closed until this road is fixed. Officials tell me they don't know when that will be. Live in South St. Louis, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
All right, time now for our Weather First forecast. A beautiful evening around St. Louis. Let's check in with meteorologist Jim Castillo. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Mike. Good to see you both. You know, we have very incredible weather, really. It's the 12th of June, and we're not talking about high humidity or high heat. We're at 72 now at St. Charles, and as far as the eye can see, great visibility, and that humidity down around 38%. You can't beat that for this time of year. We need some rain. I'll tell you when the next rain chance comes in just a few minutes in Maine weather, but 73 right now at Lambert, and there it is. Low dew point, low relative humidity. If you're headed out to the Muni tonight, just fantastic. 72 at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock 70, 9 o'clock 66. So with this drier air, we cool down quickly, so take a light jacket with you. And of course, opening night of beautiful The Carole King musical. And the headlines include a mostly clear sky tonight, cool in the 50s, and then improved air quality. We noticed it in green and yellow today, more yellow tomorrow. And that next chance of rain later Friday, more on that coming up in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Jim. Well, today was the last day parishioners could appeal to the St. Louis Archbishop over all things new. Written letters had to be postmarked by today. The restructuring plan is reshaping 178 parishes into 134. St. Francis of Assisi and Portage de Sioux is merging with St. Charles Borromeo and St. Charles. That makes a much longer drive for some parishioners.
Some of our parishioners who are now at West Alton would have to drive probably about 40 minutes to get to Mass.
The archdiocese has 30 days to consider appeals. The changes will start in August and continue through 2026.
A church in Warrenton is now a total loss after an overnight fire. Our Holden Kerwicki talked to investigators and a church member and has more information from the scene.
Just before 5 this morning, Warrenton fire crews were called to Abundant Life Church off Northwest Service Road with a report of heavy smoke and an orange glow in the area. But they didn't know exactly how bad the blaze was until they got inside.
According to Warren County Emergency Manager Jim Sharp, firefighters initially entered the back of the building and used thermal cameras to clear a living area before attempting to make their way into the sanctuary, where they were turned back by the flames. Unable to enter the front of the church, firefighters pulled back from the building just before the roof collapsed.
The building's lost, but the work of building God's kingdom will go forward, and we're going to be a part of that. If we have to, we'll put a tent up here, but we're going to do what we have to do to continue to promote the gospel.
Thankfully, no injuries were reported during the fire. At this time, fire marshals are on site trying to determine a cause. Reporting in Warrenton, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
In less than 2 hours, gates will open for this season at the Muni. The season begins with Beautiful, the Carole King musical. The rest of the lineup also includes Disney's Beauty and the Beast, West Side Story, Rent, and more. You can buy tickets on the Muni's website. And if you don't have a ticket or season pass, the Muni offers free seats on a first-come, first-served basis. And you'll just need to get there before the gates open at 7.
Former President Donald Trump goes to court this week, but an appeal to his supporters has security ramping up.
A highway collapse under investigation. Tonight we hear from a witness who barely escaped.